but I don't know where we left, as usual. I need the information.
I can show you.
Malena, if you are not here, I don't know what we do.
Yes.
Inés,
Yes, Teresa.
I know.
You
but
know.
my page is not your page, the number.
Okay, but you can tell me the line or the paragraph.
Yes.
This is at the middle of the page, 238.
Near bronze.
It says must be decided or
Yes.
perhaps
Yes.
The
Okay,
bargain.
okay,
Near
perfect,
bronze from
perfect.
a near.
Claudia is appearing now. She's connecting to audio. So she must be here in some seconds.
Hello.
Okay, hello, Claudia.
Hello,
Claudia.
How are you?
¿Cómo están las chicas?
Everything all right?
Yes, yes, yes.
You know that there is a play that everybody recommends by this Moloko, no, Bolocos, no, Macocos, the Macocos.
Yes.
They are playing a Hamlet, no? But a Hamlet, I imagine, I mean, a funny Hamlet, because they are comedians.
Yes, it's like a clown.
Yes, something like that. So, well, I don't know. I would like to go, but Keiko doesn't want to go to the theater yet.
Yes.
So,
And where is the play?
I don't know. I didn't check.
Because they used to have their place in La Boca's Theater, Teatro de la Ribera.
The Macocos.
Yes, once I went to see something, I don't remember what, because it was a long time before.
Yes, I don't know. I haven't checked where they are, but
I saw the Macocos. It's very amusing.
yes.
Mm,
So I
yes.
imagine that this Hamlet must be also amusing because, well, because they are famous for that, and it has received very good criticisms, no? But well,
I would like to accompany you if you want to go.
okay. So I check the place and the time and all that, and then I'll
Yes.
tell you. Yes.
When?
No, I don't know. I'm simply saying that I read the reviews are very good, and well, they say that this group is good.
But theaters are working.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes. With protocol. Yes.
Okay.
You have
Yes.
to wear the mask. They have the wings crossed in order not to have the atmosphere for the virus. And they say that this is very good for health. They are
Yes.
prepared for that.
yes. They say it is safe. I don't know. I check the theater and the time, because theaters are working, Alicia, but not every day. They have perhaps 1 or 2 sessions, no, per week.
I went to the theater. I went to see Brandoni, El Acompañamiento.
Yes, yes.
But a year ago, 1 year ago. But
Yes.
it was very sad because it was 2 people and 2 people.
Yes,
Yes.
It was
yes.
empty, the
Very-
theater.
Y claro, the theater must be empty because you need the seats must be free at your sides, and I don't know, in front of you, I don't know.
And then Brandoni and the other actor, they were ill. Both of them have COVID.
Yes? Both? After the play?
This piece of theater, yes.
Okay. No, I didn't know. I saw that play, El Acompañamiento, but long ago. With,
yes, it's a classic, no?
Sí, con that excellent actor who died, now I don't remember, one who was also a teacher of actors. Well, it will come to my mind. It was...
Gené, I don't know.
Gené, me parece que era Gené. Me parece que
Oh,
era
did
Juan
you
Carlos.
did you see The Kingdom, the series of Netflix, The Kingdom,
Not yet,
Yes.
not yet.
with Diego
de,
Peretti?
de la de Peretti. No,
Ah,
I
It's very,
started.
very good. It's very good.
I imagine I saw only the beginning and then I didn't continue. And I don't know if that is like that, no? I mean, the situation at the evangelist church looks to me a bit exaggerated, what I saw, eh? I mean,
Mm.
this,
Inés,
yes,
my sister saw it and she told me that después mejora.
ah,
beginning-
okay.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's great, really. Yes.
Okay, I'll check it. Now I am watching a Spanish series that is very, very violent and very stressing. Antidisturbios, that's the name, a Spanish one. And it is very stressing. But you know, all these kind of police series are interesting. I like them.
Inés, you are like my sister. She
Yes.
likes violence and all that. Yes,
Yes, yes,
happy
yes.
with that.
yeah.
I also want to watch this kind of series, but I have to admit that I saw Babylon Berlin, which is settled in Berlin in the 20s. I
Yes,
don't know if you saw it.
yes.
It is very violent, but in my opinion, it is very good.
Yes,
Ah, yes, Berlin was, yes,
and
very,
historically,
very
no?
hard,
Historically, let's
Yes.
say,
but
was-
great.
yes. No, I don't know, Malena, the historical,
Yes, imagine that they had to build the scenery because there's nothing about Berlin of that time.
claro,
They had to, yes, I think that there is some computer atmosphere created by computer, the buildings and the things that were bombed during the Second World War and they vanished. So
Yes.
Yes, because it was before the war.
yes, in the 20s.
Yes.
no,
The
yes,
crazy-
and Berlin was,
But well, there are a very good film from Bergman. That was at that time before the war, and Cabaret too.
Mm,
claro,
They are situated at the same atmosphere. It was very, very hard, very
and that city doesn't exist because Berlin was destroyed and rebuilt.
completely, yes.
Claro. Today it's a completely different city, so it must be difficult to recreate the same city, no? Like in the 20s. Well, so we were here, yes, near bronze from a near gold from afar. Remember the two girls, the blonde and the red-haired girl. They chinked their clinking glasses all, bright-eyed and gallant, before bronze Lydia's tempting last rose of summer, Rose of Castile. First lead the cow, cur, doll, a fifth. Lidwell, C. Daedalus, Bob Cowley, Kernan, and Big Ben Dollard. So all these men that were there, in a way where, you know, tempting, look at the word here, at the tempting, yes, these two girls are tempting them. And let's remember again that these girls are the sirens. So they are the temptresses, no, of the men. Tap. A youth entered a lonely Ormond hole. Bloom viewed a gallant pictured hero in Lionel Mark's window. Robert Emmet's last words, 7 last words of Maya Bia, that is. So while these men are at the bar with the girls, Bloom is already walking, no? And he looks at the window of the shop where he sees these words, Robert Emmet's last words. Remember that these words where true men like human, we are connected with the last speech that this hero, Irish hero, said, is saying that they shouldn't mourn him when he was killed, because he was judged by the British and killed, but that they should mourn him or remember him when Ireland was free. No, it's something like that. Ben, will lift your glass with us. They lifted, chink, chunk. Tip. An unseen stripling stood in the door. Remember that they said here that there was a youth entering the bar, no? An unseen stripling stood in the door. Stripling, remember, is a young boy, no? And he's unseen. So again, this is the blind man that we already met before, no? He saw not bronze, of course, because he's blind. He saw not gold, nor Ben, nor Bob, nor Tom, nor C, nor George, nor Tanks, nor Richie, nor Pat. He did not see. So this is a rather ironic description, no? He did not see because he's blind. See bloom, Grease bloom, viewed last words, softly, when my country takes her place among. This is taken from the last words that Robert Emmet pronounced, you know, that they should remember him when his country takes her place among the free nations of the world. Brr, must be the burr. And this is, as I told you, his fart, no? The gases, his brr, no?
Oh,
Must be the burr, the Bergen. So while Bloom is freeing his gases, he
it's
thinks,
horrible.
no, this is, and that's why I sent you again, I don't know if you could read it, the question of the judge that authorized Ulysses, because this chapter is one of the chapters that was more criticized at the time for the let's say sexual images, like the question of the girl with the handle, no, and moving it, talking about masturbation, and this question, no, this question of his parts. Must be the birth for so he goes on, no? Nations of the earth, no one behind. So this is funny because he frees his gases and then he thinks, no one behind, there is nobody behind me, no? She has passed. The she is the prostitute. I don't know if you remember that he has met a prostitute dressed in black. So then and not till then. This is part of Robert Emmet's speech, no? Tram, crank, crank, crank. Good opportunity coming. Crankly, crank, crank. I'm sure it's the Bergen. So he continues, no? One after the other. Yes, 1, 2. Let my epitaph be written. I have done. So it finishes with this done, which is pathetic, no? Because this is the end of his gases, done. So the chapter finishes in a very, you know, prosaic way, no? Very, very disturbing, especially for that time. Now, I also sent you information about the new chapter that we are going to read, which is a very interesting chapter, because although this is not the middle of the book, it is a bit more than the middle, but it works as something similar to the middle, because it changes completely. I'm going to
May you repeat the thing of the middle? That
yes.
I didn't get it.
That although this chapter is not in the middle of the book, it is after the middle, no? But it works like a hinge, como una, what do you call it in Spanish? Una bisagra. because from this chapter onwards, everything changes. Joyce stops using the stream of consciousness technique, and he starts trying different things. In chapter 12, he will use a narrator that is a kind of, they call him, this narrator is called the agent. The agent, somebody. We don't know who he is. That is a narrator that narrates in third person, like in a normal, let's say, novel. But the difference is that we don't know who this agent is. And there is a character that is the citizen. Again, the citizen, somebody. This citizen is a tax collector, which is something that has always been negative, yes? From the time of Jesus Christ, the tax collectors are hated. And yes, everywhere, yes, tax collectors.
In the series of the Chavo del Ocho.
Ah, yes, en el Chavo del Ocho, ¿quién es el tax collector?
Barriga, es el...
Barriga, claro.
Cobra el alquiler, no recauda.
Claro.
El doctor Barriga, ¿no? Es el que cobra los alquileres.
Claro,
El profesor, ¿no es el profesor?
El profesor.
Barriga.
El profesor, no el doctor, el profesor Barriga.
Claro, because this image of the tax collector, or well, in the case of El Chavo, the rent collector, is always very negative, somebody who
yes.
nobody likes. And in this case, this citizen, because we call him like that, because he's called the citizen, is a nationalist, a fervent nationalist, but again, a nationalist that, of the old times, let's say, no? And at the same time, he is a hater of Jews.
Republican.
He's a Republican, yes, good. And he hates Jews. I mean, the composition of this character is a typical nationalist who hates everybody who is not Irish. But if this person is a Jew, worse, no? So imagine the encounter between the citizen and Bloom. Of course, it's a very disgusting situation. And apart from that, this character attacks Bloom during the chapter because he's a Jew. And there is a kind of duel, let's call it, because the original, yes, Malena, you were going to say something.
How do you call it, call antisemita?
Anti-Semite, the same. So this character has a role connected with the Iliad, because in chapter 12 chapter 12 is the Cyclops. You must remember the story in the Iliad when the men of Odyssey landed on this island. They meet these men who have one eye, and apparently they were rather stupid. They were not very intelligent. And Polyphemus, yes.
And they shot the monster in their eye.
Their eye.
Big stick, I think.
They burned the eye with a stick because they set the stick on fire, no, and they burn because when in fact when Polyphemus, the Cyclops, met the crew, he started eating the sailors, no. So then he put all of them into the cave where he lived. He kept them prisoners, and he ate one man each day. So when he asked Odysseus his name, Odysseus said, "I am nobody."
Nobody, yes.
I am nobody. Claro. So when he is hurt in his eye, in his only eye, by this stick that Odysseus stabs in his eye, he started shouting and he started asking for help to the other Cyclops. But when the others asking what happens, who hurt you, nobody, he said. So
Nobody, yes.
so the
Nobody
other
hurt
Cyclops,
me.
claro, the other Cyclops said, well, if nobody hurts you,
Nobody.
claro, you don't need any help. So with that trick, let's say, they could escape. And this is important because it appears in the chapter. When they are leaving, no, in the ship, Odysseus commits a mistake. Because at that moment, when they are leaving the island, he tells Polyphemus his name. Because he mocked him, no? He says who he is. And so Polyphemus, angry, asked his father Zeus, no, the god, to punish Odysseus and Ulysses.
Odysseus later.
And the punishment was that he was not going to be able to go back to his home quickly. No, a kind of, so unfortunately for Odysseus or for Ulysses, he committed this mistake. He mocked Polyphemus at the end by telling him, I am not nobody, I am Ulysses, no? And that brought him a terrible punishment, no? And this is connected with what happens in this chapter, no? We were going to see the comparison between the Cyclops and Bloom. Obviously, the Cyclops or Polyphemus is this citizen.
The citizen.
Because he is so blind to reality. He's so obsessed, no? He's a fanatic, what we would call today a fanatic. And so that's why he is blind. That is more or less the idea, no? Well, so I don't know if you can see the page. You tell me.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So, I was just passing the time of day with old Troy of the DMP at the corner of Arbor Hill there, and be damned, but a bloody sweep came along and he near drove his gear into my eye. The one who is talking is the citizen, no? He was passing the time of the day, so he was doing nothing, in a word, with old Troy of the DMP. This is a policeman, old Troy, and he really existed. I sent you also the information. This is the police of Dublin at the corner of Arbor Hill, and he's nearly hurt by a bloody sweep. A sweep is the el desollinador. You remember the film, no? A bloody sweep came along and he near drove his gear into my eye. So there is a kind of, well, not an accident because it didn't happen, but it was an accidental situation because this sweep practically hit him with the gear, no, con el palo. And look at the way in which the man expresses this, no? And be damned, but a bloody sweep came along and he near drove his gear into my eye. So from the very beginning, you see that this man is a bit violent, no, and a bit aggressive. I turned around to let him have the weight of my tongue. So he turned around and he insulted him. He had the weight of my tongue. You understand the expression, no? All the weight of my. Who should I see dodging along Stony Batter? Only Joe Hines. So these two are meeting, Joe Hines and the citizen. Lo, Joe, says I, how are you blowing? Did you see that bloody chimney sweep near shove my eye out with his brush? Suit slack, says Joe. Who's the old Ballox you were talking to? The old Ballox is the policeman, no? Old Troy, says Old Troy, says I, was in the force. I'm on two minds not to give that fellow in charge for obstructing the thoroughfare with his brooms and ladders. So he goes on. Apart from insulting the sweeper, he's thinking of charging him, of sending him a kind of trial, no, accusing him for obstructing the thoroughfare, for obstructing the street. What are you doing round those parts, says Joe. Devil a match, says I. There's a bloody big foxy thief beyond by the Garrison Church at the corner of Chicken Lane. Old Troy was just giving me a wrinkle about him. Lifted any God's quantity of tea and sugar to pay 3 bob a week, said he, had a farm in the county down off a hop of my thumb by the name of Moses Herzog over there near Haighesbury Street. This situation, I sent you an explanation because the situation is not clear at the beginning. The man is a tax collector, right? And he is asking this man, look at the name, it is evident this man is a Jew, Moses Herzog, no, very clearly. This Moses owes the tax to the other one that is mentioned here because he bought tea and sugar, God's quantity of tea and sugar, and he has to pay 3 bob a week. This is the tax. Este es el impuesto. But the man says that he doesn't have the money. So the tax collector is angry with the man because the man doesn't pay, okay? And look at the question below. Circumcised. Yes, obviously, because with that name, it is evident the man is a Jew. Says I, a bit of the top. Look at all the time, he's being very aggressive and he uses very, very negative and very poor vocabulary, no? Because the man is circumcised, a bit of the top. Le sacaron una puntita, no? It's very, very disgusting. And old plumber named Geraghty, I'm hanging on to his toe now for the past fortnight, and I can't get a penny out of him, okay? So he's been asking the money to pay for 15 days. That delay you are on now, says Joe. Says I, how are the mighty fallen? This expression, how are the mighty fallen, is taken from the Bible when in connection with David and Goliath, no? The episode when David defeats Goliath. Entonces, ¿cómo caen los poderosos? That is the idea, no? So he is surprised at this situation because the Jew doesn't pay. And so the ones who must get the money are not getting the money. So the mighty, the powerful are falling. The same expression is used in Paradise Lost by Milton, in connection, of course, with the angels, the fallen angels, the angels who became devils, no? How are the mighty, no? They were angels, but then they fell like devils, no? Collector of bad and doubtful debts. Bad and doubtful debts. But that's the most notorious bloody robber you'd met in a day's walk. And the face on him, all pockmarks, would hold a shower of rain. So the man has pockmarks, ¿sí? Como marcas de viruela son pockmarks, and they are so deep that they could hold a shower of rain, ¿no? It's, of course,
Está llena de agujeros.
Está lleno de agujeros y tan profundos que podrían contener la lluvia.
La lluvia.
Tell him, says he, I dare him, says he, and I double dare him to send you round here again, or if he does, says he, I have him summoned, wait a second, up before the court. So I will for trading without license. So the man is being threatened to be taken to the court because he is selling tea and sugar without a license. And he, after stuffing himself till he's fit to burst, Jesus, I had to laugh at the little Jewy, el judío chiquito, getting his shirt out. He drink me my teas, he eat me my sugars because he no pay me my monies. So the citizen is a kind of intermediary between these two who are having a problem connected with the payment of the money. Now, in this chapter, another characteristic that we are going to see is that the style is mixed between the very trivial and everyday talk of the men with other passages that are mock heroic. I don't know if we talked about the mock heroic as a genre. No.
Mock heroic, I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Claro, there is a genre that is called the mock heroic, un género, ¿sí? Mock heroic. ¿Por qué? Because they take the heroic writings like the Bible, like Paradise Lost, yo qué sé, and they use it for a very trivial thing. The typical example is the rape of the lock. I think I told you about the rape of the lock. No?
Yes.
You remember it's
la bruma heroica, la broma heroica o algo así.
Sí, exacto. Claro, porque el estilo, ¿no? is heroic, como Paradise Lost, for instance. But the topic is very stupid.
This is typical of functionaries or people like that, no?
Okay, yes, and the way
yes, they talk like